Hi, stamping friends. It's Sherry Parker, and I'm coming to you live on Wednesday, January 21st from Mason, Ohio. We are all bracing ourselves. I guess a big national winter storm is coming, and hopefully where you are not in the path of the storm, but it looks like almost half the country is. So hope everyone has a safe weekend, and hopefully this is much ado about nothing, right? Couple quick announcements I wanted to make before we get started on tonight's project. So, product of the month for January is this wonderful stamp set called Fabulous Sayings. Hi, Sheila. So this is awesome. It's $5 with a purchase of $75. Okay, so every month Stampin' Up! Has a product of the month. This one happens to be a stamp set, and I think this one's a really great one. It'll be a staple for me for sure, and we're going to actually use it tonight. So I wanted to mention that. Secondly, bonus days is going on through this month of January. So for every $50 you spend, you will get a $5 coupon, if you will, to spend in the month of February. And Stampin' Up! Will email you with a code, and then you'll just apply that to your order in February. So great time to stock up, get some freebies next month. And last, from Stampin' Up! Today, they made available, they promoted this joining special. There's going to be a new stamping positioner. We've all been waiting a long time for this. I'm super excited for that to come. And the way you can get one is if you want to sign up to be a demonstrator in February, so I think it's February 3rd through March 2nd, then that will automatically be included with your Stampin' Up! Starter kit. So it's really the only way you can get one. If you're a demonstrator, of course, you can pre-order one, but that's the only way at this time to get one. So I want to at least mention that. If you've been on the fence thinking about it, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to you about it and tell you more about Stampin' Up! And what it means to be a demonstrator. So, and then last but not least, Stamp Camp. Susie Brunk and I are having that on February 21st. We are getting full, but there's still some space. So if you're interested, let me know. 2 sessions. Morning is 8:30 to 11:30. Afternoon is 12:30 to 3:30. I'd love to have you. And then I did just actually put a kit together on the calendar, and it's going to be Thursday, February 5th. And it's 6:30 to 9:30. Come and go. You can grab kits. You can stay, make them, whatever works for you. It's $30 for your first kit, 2 for $50. And then thereafter, it's $20 a kit. So great way to make a lot of cards, and they make great gifts too. All right, I'm going to turn my camera over, and we're going to get started. Hi, everyone who's joined. Thank you. Nice to see you tonight. Oh, I was going to mention my kit together. These are some of the new kits. So check this one out. Is that so cute? I think this would be so fun to do with kids. It's a adopt a pet kit. So cute. And then there's a lot of really cute ones. So I wanted to show you that. All right, here's the spring mini catalog. I've been using this a lot. Really awesome stuff in here. And tonight we're going to be using this Nature Walk suite. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for joining. This suite is gorgeous. So it comes with this beautiful designer series paper, Nature Walk. And then there's Stamp Set Nature Symphony and coordinating die cuts. There's some embellishments and ribbon, of course. And then if you turn the page, it's really cool. They show you the artist, how she created these like hand-painted looking pieces of paper. So I really love how that looks. I mean, I love to watercolor paint, and it kind of reminds me of some watercolor scenery. So that is the inspiration for tonight. Here's that Nature Walk Designer Series paper. Just so pretty. These blues and greens and that watercolor effect. And then some of the patterns are like stripes too. So, so they're not quite as like watercolory, but great for your projects. So we'll be using the Nature Symphony bundle and the die cuts and the stamps. Really nice set. And then I also mentioned we'll be using one of the greetings from this product of the month, Fabulous Sayings. So that's all the supplies for tonight. Here are the 2 cards we're making. And these are very similar to what you'll see in that mini catalog. I changed it up a little bit, but I love these colors. I've paired it with crumb cake and then basic beige, but very simple to do. and I'm going to show you how you can get more mileage out of your paper. So I'll set those aside up here. And the first thing we're going to do is I've cut a piece of this Designer Series paper down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to take the one of the leaves, the dies from that die cut set, and I'm going to run it through my Stampin' Emboss cut machine. And I'm going to place it about here. I'm going to go over here to the side so I don't shake the table too badly, and run it through. And after I do that, this is what I'm left with, and it just pops right out. So we're going to save this card, or save that piece for the next card. But I'm going to just pop this out. I use my Take a Pick tool. It's really good for just kind of, you can poke, and of course there's lots of different ends that you can use, so lots of different uses for that. So here's my leaf that I just cut out, and for this card I've gone ahead and I've pre-embossed this 3D exposed brick. Okay, it's a nice little background, and I'm going to adhere that to a crumb cake card base. Say that 10 times fast. And first I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm simply going to put some glue behind here and adhere to the front of my card. And just a little teaser here. These two cards will be two of the cards we're making at Stamp Camp. So it'll show you, you'll have, if you're coming, you'll have a little heads up on what you're making. So just to show you how easy it is. So you're really only embossing one time. I didn't put enough glue on. There we go. Okay. And so that's basically the main part of the card. And then I've gone ahead and I've cut out with the Stylish Shapes dies some circles. And for this first card, why don't I use I'm going to use the Fabulous Saints, the Thank You. And I'm using Garden Green ink. So I'll just stamp that on this circle. And then before we adhere it though, we're going to do something fun in the corner. So you've probably seen this before. I'm going to put some adhesive down, just a little blob here of adhesive. And then I've got some silver cord, and I'm going to just create kind of a nice little backdrop for my circle. And it's just going to be peeking behind it, but it gives it a nice kind of rich look. I'll use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop that out. And I might use 3 just because I've got that loose ribbon and I don't want to have anything poking up. So there is my thank you. So very simple. And then for the final thing, I'm going to use some embellishments, of course. I love these. They're like opals. And I'll put a couple of them just wherever I feel like it might add a nice touch. So I think this is really a simple but elegant card. And the paper itself is just gorgeous, this Designer Series paper. So that is our first card. And then for the second card, I'm going to use the negative space. So what we use to cut out, and of course you could use either side. I'm going to stick with the green, make this one a horizontal card, and then I will just go ahead and adhere it. I'm going to use glue to my crumb cake card base. And the reason I'm using glue is because there's all these little in-between parts, and this will just help make sure that you can secure it so it doesn't pop up. All right, so we will put that flat like that. And then similar to what we did the last time, we'll put a little pile of adhesive here. And there we go. Gosh, it's kind of stuck. And I've got gold cord this time, so we'll do the same little loopy. Do you guys like to do these loops? It's just a really fun way to add some dimension to your cards. Doesn't take a lot of time. Might help if I stamp my greeting. This time I'm gonna stamp, "You make me smile," and I really like that greeting a lot. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that one. And we'll do the same thing where we pop this one up. And this one's really curly, so it's wanting to lay down like that. And then you can pick really any embellishment you want. I like these kind of neutral ones. There's actually some cool gems that come with this suite. I didn't order those, but these are kind of similar. They're more of a hexagon shape. But isn't that really nice? So these are the 2 cards for tonight. Again, very simple and inspired from what's in the catalog. So that's another thing I wanted to point out is, you know, use your catalog and get inspiration. You can find inspiration from anything, but you can see how similar they are. I did a little bit different take. They used more green on this one, but same idea. So hopefully you like those cards. And as usual, I will be drawing every week. Anyone who comments on or shares their name is automatically entered in here, and I will draw the winner for the cards I make each week. So last week we did this really fun, I think Frenchy Stamps called it a bow fold, and we made a Valentine. So that was a lot of fun, and I'm going to draw the winner from everyone who commented on and shared. And that is Sheila Ledoux. So Sheila, you are the winner of this one. I will send that to you, of course. And thank you, of course, for watching. I do appreciate it every week, and I appreciate you. And I hope that you stay safe this weekend. Keep me posted if you get lots of snow. It's always interesting to see through the country, you know, who gets what. My daughter lives in Texas, and they're expected to get ice, so that makes me a little bit nervous. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on anything, please reach out to me. And my website is sherrythomas.stampinup.net. Any questions you might have, especially on that joining special, which is not really going live until February 3rd, but I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and take care. Bye-bye.